drink water, make sure you're hydrated, make sure you have all your good electrolytes, make sure you have a good dinner, make sure you get to bed on time, and that goes for all week, okay? And I'm serious, because this week is going to be a doozy. Not a doozy, a doozy. That's a grade A doozy, because this week is going to be, if not the, close to the gnarliest week of Trump's life, okay? This week on this vote is going to be absolutely terrifying for him. Like, this is going to be the roller coaster ride from hell. And right now, we have rumored about 100 representatives saying that they will vote to release the files. And aside from everything else, just that alone, if that were to happen, the narcissistic wound on that would be catastrophic. Like, that is so embarrassing. The whole world is watching this vote. They are hanging on every word to see what's going to happen, because, you know, Trump impacts everyone, but so does the elite. And so when I say it's catastrophic, it's like, well, yeah, because of his own pride, his own narcissism. But if they do vote that way, then the Senate's going to feel pressured to vote that way. And then they'd have the 2/3 vote, like it'd be veto proof. And, you know, if it ends up on Trump's desk and he may not want to sign, either way, like, it doesn't ultimately matter if they all come out, but what matters is how these people are seen and their political futures. And they also know that they have, you know, if he survives that long, 3 more years of Trump, and just how they're going to survive any of this. Because up until now, you know, he's been like a black hole where he sucks everybody with him, and it kind of goes upwards, at least for him. Everyone else kind of gets mangled, but they get pulled into that sphere, like everyone in his administration, like they're all tainted. JD's tainted. They're all fucked. And now, though, that it's obvious that black hole like pulls downwards because Trump's going down in a spiral, and they're all starting to go down the drain with him. But it isn't just them that's impacted. Why this is such a big week is because people are seeing, you know, essentially what's in the files, but like what's in those emails. And what Trump and everybody's biggest fear is, ultimately, all the people in those files, is that our country, or the world in general, will wake up to the fact that the elite are garbage. They're evil. They're manipulating. They're dishonest. They're liars. They don't care about anybody but themselves. Like, they just care about their whims and controlling people. And, you know, the right, and, you know, lots of people have this, but they get this reverence for people with a lot of wealth. Whether that's just because that seems lucky and that would be nice. You know, people kind of romanticize what that would be like. But a lot of people on the right look at that as godly. Like, oh, you've been blessed by God. That's a lot of how religion is now. Like, if you have a lot of money, that's because you've done something right and God is blessing you. That's why you have all these mega churches and stuff like that focus on money. But now suddenly, money won't be the same, and they will not be seen the same, right? Because before, like, oh, we're going to have trickle-down economics because F yeah, Elon, F yeah, Peter Thiel, F yeah, like, these guys know what's going on. And so we trust them to do trickle-down economics. What happens when they all get the ick? Because that's the thing. This stuff, even though it's very important what's happened with the women and other things they've done, it's the ick that people get about the elite from these files and from Trump that shift the country, the undercurrent. Because they've always needed things like racism to keep everyone pointing at each other. Right? Because in the real world, there isn't like the constant bickering and stuff like you see online, but they need to control those dialogues. That's why they control the algorithms. That's why they control social media. That's why they try and control everything, because they need to make sure that they look good enough and that everyone else is busy yelling and screaming at each other. And that all that racism and everything else that they do. And Trump has been key in that, because he keeps everybody so divided and fighting with all his dog whistles and his derogatory comments and his inflammatory comments. It keeps everybody focused at each other. That keeps the cult intact. That keeps people sticking inside their religious cults. Like, it benefits everything that the elite want. But once they get the ick, and once they realize how everyone's been being used like, you know, a little chess game, and just, or actually they don't even care. They just check everyone off the board as long as they get the board, you know, and then they'll buy the pieces they want or force the pieces onto the board because they're all fucked up. But that's why all of this is so important. And I mean, the elite have tried to control this dialogue from the very beginning of this country. And when that starts to fall apart, which it is, you start to have political realignments. People start to see, oh, it is a top-down thing. It's not side to side. Like we're seeing Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like her or not, trust her or not, like that is part of the political realignment that you're seeing. And people that go to vote this week, that's part of it too, you know? And then what does he do? There's so much pressure on here. And what the elite are going to keep saying, yeah, don't release those files. They have to look like they support releasing them, which backs Trump into a bigger corner. Like this literally, like he could have a heart attack this week. Okay? He could have a stroke. Like anything is possible. So when I say to have the water ready, have your liquid IVs, drunk or not, like be well rested, be ready. Because if you've ever been chronically online, it's a torturous experience, right? And this week just might be worth it, okay? So I want you ready to handle it however it goes. And regardless if they say no and they all chicken out, that's okay. That's okay. We are at the point now, we've hit the critical mass, we've hit the line of demarcation, we've hit that top of that roller coaster, and it is going down now. It's going down. How that's going to look exactly, I don't know. This is so entertaining, I can hardly stand it. I have been sick for a week, and I have just been in the best fucking mood. I'm not kidding, because it has been so dark for so long, and it is so hard to watch them just get away with it. And when you have a cult involved like this, that they just accept and take everything, and they aren't. There's always going to be that core, the ones that I say have his mushroom in their mouth, that are always going to stand by him, and they're the really loud ones that get on here. Like, they care so much about what people think about him that they feel the need to get on here. Because a lot of people are not on here talking about Trump or anything. But this just hurts his public image. Like I was saying, like it's really kind of too late, because like literally the jokes about him and Bill Clinton will live on forever. And I don't even think that was necessarily true. But the way that it is just part of the way we talk now. It's a meme that will be there forever. People that have never really paid attention to politics will remember that. It is a big deal. They're going to remember how he fell. They're going to remember more than the climb. They'll remember the embarrassment and him just becoming a pariah, along with the people around him getting sucked into that black hole. So yeah, go drink some water.